guys, how you doing? Welcome to day 114 of Lyndall's Luscious Limberings, fourth day of the week. Our stretchy, chill out day today. To get warm, as I always say again, if you're in Melbourne especially, probably getting your ass in Australia, probably already warm, so get cool. But today I'm going to concentrate a lot on lower back and the legs in general actually. Yeah, let's do that. Shoulders not too bad actually, surprisingly. Well, mine aren't, it's just me projecting once again. Okay, cool. So if you are again following on the Spotify playlist for day 114, 3, 2, 1, go. And we're starting on the floor. Oh, good. All right, just bringing the knees up, just to a really relaxed position here. So just where they feel comfortable. And really think about the sacrum lengthening away and allow the small of the back just sink deep into the floor. And you might already be aware of where there are places where it's tense now. So think about softening across the throat. I know, I was talking about the lower back and now I'm talking about the throat. Go figure. So the throat and the larynx and the back of the neck where the neck connects into the head. So again, you can imagine whatever sort of word works best for you, whether you're thinking melting or spread or open or soften or let go, and whether it extends down into then where the neck joins onto the shoulders. And then just bring your attention to some points just underneath the armpit here. You've got to sometimes search for it, but generally when you find it, you know it, because it hurts, particularly when you dig your fingers deep into it. So on both sides, just feel like as if those bits are letting go. It might feel a bit weird, but let that reflect across around the ribs, down through the sternum, and into the small of the back, particularly over also the front of the diaphragm. And just kind of super small do circles, very small. But keep thinking about relaxing those areas, even though now we're sort of starting to do some movement. Then just relax. And again, don't try and force a range of movement. You'll probably find the body may or may not naturally want to increase its range. But I would like you, rather than thinking about range, to think about quality of movement. So slow the circles down. Try and make them perfect and smooth and symmetrical. Like you're pouring, maple syrup or golden syrup. Pouring golden syrup, that kind of consistency. And just go the other way. You might need to slide up a little smaller than what you were just doing on that side. Good. Now just place those feet naturally down where they fall and place your hands out to the side and just really gently let that fall over just to where it wants to today. We've just started warming up, so don't force the situation. And just breathe into that. And then, if you want to, then turn your head down the other arm. Oh my God, there's new shoots on the trees across the road. And that's why we get hay fever. Good, deep breath in, and then breathe out. Use the air to bring you up, and then again, just let it fall down the other side. Just start off nice and light. Let those shoulders both soften deeper into the mat. And when you feel like that has now started to release, just then turn the head down the opposite arm. If you feel like it, you don't have to turn the head. Let those shoulder blades sink deeper into the mat. Softening through the sternum as well. Deep breath in, breathe out. Good, and now really slowly and cautiously, or carefully perhaps, just start to gently go from side to side. But use the breath to be what motivates the movement. So you breathe in, then you breathe out. And it's that breath that powers the legs all the way across to the other side. Now as you do this, really now sink your awareness into the small of the back, over the sacrum, and just feel like that's expanding. Like each time you breathe out, you're also like inflating that area, like someone's put a balloon there. And as you breathe out, that area inflates. Good. Now I just want you to straighten the left leg. Just take the right leg across and just straighten out the leg and then back again. So just really lightly, and you're probably not going to get the legs straight. I want you instead to prioritize keeping that opposite shoulder on the floor. But I'm just going to slightly open and close, straightening. I don't know if you can probably add a shot. But what I'm doing is I'm just hinging at the knee. And again, have that feeling of inflation in the small of the back. If you're feeling confident, you can turn the head down the opposite side. You'll start to feel it express a bit more across that shoulder, the opposite shoulder. So make sure you keep it on the floor. Prioritize the shoulder on the floor rather than getting the legs straight. Good. And then just let the knee bend. If you want, you can just now place the opposite hand on the knee and just use the weight of the arm just to encourage it towards the ground. Don't force it though. Good, deep breath in, breathe out. Use the hand to help bring that leg up. Just bring it into the chest. Beautiful. I'm just gonna change signs to the mat just so I don't kick any plants. And bring the knee up. So you won't be able to see me again, but that's okay. See my leg. Bring the plants. I love my plants. It's okay. Let the leg go across, and then again, keeping both shoulders on the floor, just gently hinging at the knees, straightening just until you'll straighten and you'll start to feel it possibly more on the opposite shoulder. So just lightly opening and closing. Keep the breath easy. And if you're feeling like you're warming up, you can just look down the opposite shoulder. Good, deep breath in. I'll actually stay there. Put the other hand on top and just allow the weight of the arm to help encourage a stretch. Now deep breath in, breathing out, use the hand to help you come up and just bring that knee into the chest a bit. Good, you peeps stay there. I'm just going to change it back again. Alright, from here I'm just going to really gently then bring the legs down to outstretched, and then have that feeling of letting the small of the back feel like it wants to burst a balloon on the floor underneath it, and just really gently bring the knees forward and back down again. You really don't want to feel a strain on the flexors here, so you can also put your hand underneath your butt just to help with that. Because the whole idea is to think about stretching at the small of the back, not to put engagement through the back of the neck or through the flexors. So really keep that mental image in place of the small of the back bursting that balloon on the floor, and try and take any other tension out of the chest, the back of the neck, the throat. Good. Keep the knees there and back to circling again. And the other way. stretching. Stretching's great. Or actually we're mobilizing, really. Dynamic stretching. Good. Pull the toes back and just stretch the heels up until you find a stretch and then down again. So keep those toes flexed the whole way. And now again, sink your awareness back into the small of the back. And use the breath. So breathing in and breathing out as the movement goes up and down. And imagining that as you're breathing in, again, that area in the small of the back is inflating. Good. Keep them flexed, keep them pointed, and pointed up, sorry. And just going to now make alternate V's, heels and then toes. So like a first position and a pigeon toe. But the pigeons, they don't actually have toes like that, so why did you say that? Poor pigeons. Good. Back down again and circle again. And the other way. Good, just put the feet on the floor and keep the ankles together but send the knees out to the side. So as we've done before, make sure that you're prioritizing here, letting the small of the back expand into the floor, not the width of the legs. So find that position of the back expanding into the floor first, then gradually bring the knees wide, and if you ever start to feel the small of the back lifting off the floor, bring the legs back in again. And now try and relax along the throat, the chest, that cheeky little area under the shoulder blades, under the armpits, sorry. Good. Now you can just use your hands to help give you a little rock, just sort of agitating it slightly, nothing too extreme, just the fingertips. Beautiful. Use the hands and the breath to bring your legs in. And legs back in circle. And the other way. Good. Straighten the legs out, and now either with bent legs or if you feel like you're ready for it, just straighten the legs, bringing them up and down again. Keeping that sensation of bursting the balloon with the small of the back into the floor. And if you want to start to get a bit more of a stretch through the hamstrings now, you can just start to each time bring those feet a little further past the head. Make farting noises on the floor with your back. Beautiful. Pop down one leg, donut it out, and let's just open out those hips from yesterday. Beautiful. Looping through the fingers, either through the shin or through the thigh, and wag your tail like a Labrador. Happy Labradors. Never met an unhappy golden Labrador. Chocolate Labradors, no, not unhappy, just mental. Black Labradors, yes, have definitely met a lot of black Labradors who have a screw loose. Good, and then just allow the weight of the hands to stretch that. There might be a little bit of tension in there, so just be super light with it. Be nice, don't try and crank it. I don't know why people hate stretching. No, I do. People hate stretching because it hurts a bit. And it's generally when you try and force yourself into a position that, you see someone else go a little bit further than you're doing, and you think, oh man, I need to do that. If you sit upright and that's a tension on your hamstrings, then that's your stretch and that's absolutely fine. So just find the bit where you are working above the area of pain, and breathe into it and let your body find its own way there. Because stretching should be awesome. Beautiful. If your left leg's over the top, just move to the left of your mat and fall over to the right hand side. Look down the left. Good, breathing in. And then now bring it up, just straighten the right leg if you want as well to help on curl. And pop that right leg on top. Opening, closing through the hips. Beautiful, and bringing the leg up now. Happy Labradors. Nice and easy. Let the sacrum flatten out on the floor as you go, so you're really feeling like that coccyx can lengthen away from you. And then if you feel like your sacrum's flattening out on the floor, then just relax the arms. Let the weight of the elbows dropping towards the floor. Just encourage yourself into a stretch there. Keep breathing, just relax through that. Great, so whatever leg's over the top, so it's your right leg over the top, put yourself across to the right hand side and fall down to the left, looking down the right arm. Which in my situation, now my hand is on a patch of sunlight, which is very nice, I have to say. Deep breath in, breathing out, straighten the left leg, come up, and of course it wouldn't be a floor session without doing a cheeky little nerve stretch, so pull those toes back and lengthen towards the ceiling. Yay for nerve stretch. This is dynamic, I'm still always pulling back with the toes, always pushing up with the heel. Good, relax that. Just use the hands to help move the hips side to side. And then straighten the leg again and just do some circles through. And have the sense this is coming from the small of the back. Actually slow it down, don't do what I was just doing. Do it slow so that you can again get a nice quality of movement, nice and smooth, nice and even. So if you want to try and find a smooth movement, you need to relax the muscles consciously. The more you try and grip them, the shakier and jerkier the movement is. So you need to relax as much as possible, let the movement be light. Go the other way. Beautiful. And just grip where you can, point the toe a little and try and bring the knee across to the wall behind you. Lengthen the other leg out on the ground. Let that hip sink deep into the floor on the opposite side. Good, soften that out. And the other leg, pull the toes back, lengthening towards the ceiling. Yes! Yes, nerve stretch. Oh man, like we love it so much. Yay! Pulling, pushing. And release that. Just moving the leg back and forth, opening up. Then foot up, gently circle around. If you find that the movement is jerky as well, just have a little game, see where you need to relax. So what happens if you think about relaxing the small of the back? What happens if you relax somewhere seemingly unrelated, like the sternum, or the back of the neck, or the actual calves? Maybe it's the ankle, maybe it's underneath the foot. Just circle the other way. Oh, see, that's crunchy. Beautiful, and just let that lengthen out. Lengthen out the opposite leg, let that opposite hip sink into the ground. Good, bend that knee, and now just back to knees in and circle around. So hopefully that should be feeling a little different to where we were at the start. So if you feel like you can get a bigger range of movement in there, by all means do try and keep though that sacrum on the ground, like I wasn't doing that. And circle the other way. Good, just soften there, let the sacrum soften into the ground, and now just apply a little bit of traction. Pulling the knees into the chest. And now, if the small of the back is comfortable on the ground, you can actually put in a slight C curve and pull in. Beautiful. Feet down, roll to your side, and take yourself into all fours. And we're just going to take yourself up into a nice big cat stretch. Just staying up there for the moment. And then level again, don't go into the cow. Just back up again. And in this position, just soften the muscles through the small of the back and wag the tail. Lifting that spine, rather than thinking about lifting through the muscles, think about lifting your spine towards the ceiling, relaxing the muscles so they're free, so that your back can just wiggle. Good, and level off. One more time we go up, and this time we're just going to tip back until you find a stretch between the shoulder blades. Still thinking about sending that spine up and away towards the ceiling. Good. From here, tuck the toes under. Come up into a gentle down dog. Don't ask too much of yourself. Again, find a position above where you're comfortable. Just really gently and kindly let the body do what it wants. No judgment. Good, coming down. And just look around, check out your right butt cheek. It's very good. I mean yours, not mine, you know, not that arrogant. Good, check the other butt cheek out. Oh, is that as good? You can really sink into that hip on the opposite side. Good, one more time to the right, just to make sure. Again, you can sink into, if you're looking to the right, sink into your left hip on the ground. And back the other way. And again, reaching up. Let the spine touch the ceiling, let the muscles hang off heavy. Really like the top of the head wants to touch the floor, even though the spine's going up. Beautiful, and level off. Good, take a seat. And just starting with legs crossed if you can, otherwise if you can't, just having them straight out in front is fine. And we're just going to reach over and try and touch the walls. Again, be gentle, don't ask too much from yourself. From here now, relax the legs down. Keep both butt cheeks on the floor. Deep breath in and out. Changing over. And you can have the feeling here that you're really reaching from under the shoulder blades. So like the shoulder blades are sliding across the ribs at the back. And again, always use the breath. Listen to breath come up. Just roll the shoulders a bit. And again, you can do this in a normal child's pose. If cross legs aren't working for you, just creep forwards with the fingertips. Relax the head, dig the fingertips into the floor, then just pull back gently against them. And imagine the shoulder blades are sliding outwards sideways to touch the ground. And then breathing out, coming back up again. Roll it out and just changing sides. If you're in a child's pose, just go back down again. And you can, if you like, you just give a little bit of a wiggle with your thorax. Just mobilizing that a little bit. Beautiful, then coming up. From here, keep the left leg tucked underneath, put the right leg on top, left arm on top, sitting up tall, put the other hand behind, and stretching around. You can use this arm to push. If bent legs aren't good for you, you can straighten this bottom leg. Beautiful, and changing. Let's just do it the lazy way today. Yes. Oh yeah. Great, and just taking yourself into a little bit of a relaxed straddle. And just moving the center of the chest around in a circle, nice and easy. So actually, I know you're getting a stretch across the back of the legs here, maybe the inside of the leg, but I'm actually more keen on how that's interacting with the small of the back at the moment. So while you're doing this, send your awareness into the small of the back and go back to that image of as you breathe in, there's a balloon that you're inflating across there. And if you're particularly sensitive to how the body connects together, you might feel that as you're trying to inflate through the small of the back that it refers up to tension up in the chest. So think about dissolving that tension across the chest, the neck and the back of the throat. Beautiful, tuck those legs in and coming onto your knees if you can, otherwise just sitting on your butt and fingertips backwards, leaning back, stretching out through those forearms. And if you want, you can sort of just also wiggle through the feet just to mobilize the small of the back while we're here, always up for the multitasking. Good, popping forwards, release that, shake it out. And any other way. Beautiful, forwards, release that, shake it out. Good. Just pop onto, thought there was a bug on my foot, it's not, it's a piece of cotton. It's alright, you can relax. Pop onto your haunches and just relax the head down. Good, take the legs out a little wider, just a little bit wider. And again, if you can get the forearms towards the ground, start to do that.
Again, awareness in the small of the back. Sinking the chest down as far as you feel comfy between the knees. Good, and just take it a little wider out. Same again. If this is busting your knees, you can sit on the floor in the butterfly pose and just flutter the butterfly wings. And then go out as far as you feel comfy. And if you want, you can actually pop your heels down, elbows and knees, and just use a bit of a brace through with the arms to just widen the stretch across the thighs, the inguinal area, and the small of the back. Lengthening up through the top of the head. And just for good measure now, pull the belly button into the spine while you do this. And suck in the perineum. Just accentuates that stretch across the small of the back a little bit. Beautiful. Put your hands down. Pop your butt up. Take yourself into a relaxed day frame and just gently let yourself hang over. And super gently popping out one hip then the other. This is where I always regret wearing a hood. And just bending knees and then straight. And stay bent. Take the butt down as far as you dare. Good, back up again and gentle swinging from side to side. If you want, you can link the elbows across if you want to just potentiate that stretch a little bit. Nice easy breaths. And take that into a figure eight. And the other way. Good. Just pop the butt down again. Let's just drain some of the blood out of the head. And if you want, you can give a little bit of a wiggle here there. This is always the time where I'm hoping that a postie doesn't walk through the garden. Good. Up again. And we're just going to go opposite arm to foot. Or as close to the foot as you can. But if you're warming up with it, you can actually turn your head and get a really nice stretch along the ribs as well. Try and reach past that ankle if you want to. Good, bend the knees, rolling up through the spine. And just rolling out the shoulders. Adjusting your clothing as required. Good, and nice easy twist through, rotating through the spine. Lifting up tall through the head as you do so. Arms are nice and relaxed. Like they're lengthening further and further out from the neck. So the space between the earlobes and the tops of the shoulders getting further and further each time. And now just keep the head facing forwards. Keep going. Knees should be soft, ankles are soft. Beautiful. And just rolling down through the spine, allowing the head just to separate out each vertebra as you go down. Hanging over. And put your hands wherever they're comfy. Just straighten the legs until you find a stretch. And bend them. Put the weight into the ball of the right foot. Put the left foot across. And just straighten until you find a stretch through there. Place the weight where you'd like it. So either on the heel, which will put the stretch further up towards the butt and the back. If you pop the weight forward, you can support yourself a bit with the other foot here if your hands aren't on the floor. If you pop the weight forwards, it goes a bit more onto the ball of the foot and down towards the calf. Good, soften that right leg and just change over.
So again, if you want, rock back to the heel and let that go right up the leg, even into the hip, a bit into the back. It's almost like if you send the butt bones, the sitting bones away from you, you get that nice stretch up higher. And then take yourself forward, supporting yourself with the other foot, and the hands if they're on the ground, and just find it on the stretch through the calf. Beautiful. Soften that right leg. Sorry, left leg. Rolling up through the spine. And just shake the whole body out. Shake it.
Let the voice go. As you do this, just really let the arms jiggle. Actors will be used to that. People who aren't actors will find that awkward, but if there's no one looking at you, do it. It feels great. Okay, amazing. Actually, you know what? You know me. Let's just drop the chin. Shake the head. Let the arms just stretch down the back of the neck. And back. Lovely. Okay, team. Core day tomorrow. Yes. Yes. Hope you're feeling a little bit more open after that. Keep going if you need to. Walking, breaking across the small of the back. It's really good to take this time to work out what stiff areas interact with other ones. So even though your calves might be super tight, you know, it may actually be the small of the back or further up the body, the glutes that you, or the hips that you need to work out. May even refer all the way back up to your neck. Please don't take my word on that. Please consult your healthcare professional if you would like someone to work through that with you. But for you, you'll have your own awareness of how things interact. So, you know, explore other areas of the body, and like I said, seek medical advice if needed. All right, team, thank you so much for joining me once again. I will look forward to seeing you tomorrow for Core Day. In the meantime, please be kind to yourself and kind to others. Lots of love. Bye.